Welcome to Petty Details, where the crew gallivants down a tree-lined lane of conversation on all kinds of different subjects. Join the crew as they jump in the Wayback Machine in the quest for nuggets of knowledge. Our journey will allegedly drop some petty details on you that you didn't know you needed to know until now. Hello and welcome to Petty Details.
Hello.
I am Meg, your host.
So formal.
We have Monica and Cam. As
Whoop,
always,
whoop.
please subscribe. Please leave us
Yes.
comments. We love comments. Yeah.
Give
And
us
send us,
suggestions,
yeah,
feedback.
we actually do suggestions. So,
We do.
yeah,
We
we've got a few of them coming
do.
up and we've done a couple of them. So, yeah.
Sweet.
And click that link tree, follow all of the stuff that we have in
Yes.
there.
That's right. And if you want any merch, let us know. Hold on, let's go in the Wayback Machine shirt
Woohoo.
Or allegedly.
or
Supposedly.
allegedly, or the hat.
Yes. Very
We also have the
stylish, very
hoodies.
comfortable.
The
We do
hoodies are
also have hoodies.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoodies are hella comfortable. I wore
Maybe
mine
it's cold
earlier this
outside.
week.
Yeah. Shut up, Cam.
What?
You're all, it's
It
cold
is
outside. It's
actually
60
very,
degrees.
it's 41 degrees currently, and it
Okay,
will
all right.
drop.
Wait a
It,
second. How
but
is my temperature? How's my weather warmer than both y'all's? Like, I get that I'm
Uh,
warmer than Meg, but
yeah, I don't know.
Monday through Monday through Friday next week, it will be in the upper 70s. Or no, it'll be like low 70s. My bad, my bad. So it was freezing this week, and then we'll be the 70s next week, and then the week after that is probably going to be freezing again, and then it'll be warm, and hopefully it'll stay warm and make a decision about being spring or not,
That's right. You got
because
yeah.
to
it needs
talk
to
to the
happen.
groundhog.
Yes,
Right. They have to all convene in
Yes,
they
one,
do.
we'll have a meeting, and we'll just say, hey, it's early spring, and we're all going to say early spring.
that's right.
Right?
I am ready for it, though, let me tell you.
Huh.
Okay, but today we
Yes.
are going to be doing a deep dive
Ooh.
into
Okay.
the Tejano Madonna Selena.
Salida!
Selena.
Okay, I might butcher some of these words, so forgive me.
I have to add an S to the end of her name always.
Selena's.
Sorry. Selena's.
Solanus.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with her dad.
Yes.
Okay.
His name is Abraham because he's like a huge part of the story.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, Abraham is a musical guy.
Hmm.
He is a singer and songwriter, and he played with a Texas band called Los Dinos from about
Oh, that's right.
1957
Mm.
to 1969.
Okay.
And they actually had some moderate success in Texas with some radio
Hmm.
play. They did local gigs and they sold about 150,000 copies of their single, Give Me One More Chance.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Give Me One
Nice.
Chance.
Mm.
But he gave this musical talent to his kids.
He did.
He did. So the youngest of his three children, Selena Quintanilla, was
Mhm.
born April of 1971 in Freeport, Texas. We've got a
Okay.
petty detail already.
Ooh. Starting early.
This one, yeah, this one blew
Ding.
me away. So the House of Representatives member Ron Paul
Yeah.
was an
Okay.
OB and was at Selena's birth.
What?
What? That's
And
Wow.
I got that from
crazy.
multiple sources. So,
That's
That's
insane.
yeah.
right?
Poor
Okay.
drop.
Yeah. And I had to look that up because I'm like, he was an OB, really?
Huh.
Right?
Like, you don't
Interesting.
expect that, but yeah.
No.
Hmm.
Talk about career change.
All right. So one day while Abraham was trying to teach the older kids, AB and Suzette,
Hmm.
to play the guitar, Selena came in and she's about 6 at this point,
Mm.
and she started singing with them. And
Okay.
Abraham recognized the raw talent right away and he started working with her.
Wow.
So this led to them starting a band with the kids in the early 80s that he called Selena y los Dinos.
Hmm.
Yes.
And they would play like parties, family gatherings, and they would play in the streets.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's one little problem with Abraham trying to start a Tejano band.
Mm.
Selena didn't know Spanish.
Nope.
Oh.
She did
She
not
did
know.
not.
Uh-uh.
So she had
Right.
to learn Spanish by ear from Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to come up
Wow.
later. Yeah.
Yep. And
So,
didn't she learn it like by singing the songs? Like she
mhm,
didn't know what
That's
she didn't
awesome.
know what she was saying, but she
yeah.
learned the
Right.
words by singing the songs.
Yep.
Wow.
That is
Huh.
correct. Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
So, petty detail, the family toured in an old bus they called Big Bertha.
Yeah. I like it.
Yes. Okay, so the family is not doing great financially. Abraham's business closed. They got evicted at one point. They had to
Oh
file for
wow.
bankruptcy.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah, it
man.
was bad. And Abraham is really trying to make this a family business. So when
Mhm.
they start getting more gigs, he takes Selena out of school in the eighth grade.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
I
Yeah,
didn't know she was that young. Wow.
yeah. And teachers have been noticing that she was coming to school like tired.
Because she's
Right.
performing the night before.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But Selena doesn't put all her eggs in the singer's basket.
Okay.
Mm.
She gets her diploma from a correspondence school and started to go to college for business administration.
Good for her.
Awesome.
Hmm. So, petty detail here. Selena's teacher, one of those teachers that she had, actually
Mhm.
threatened Abraham, saying she thought Selena touring and performing so much was inappropriate, and she
Oh,
was going to report him to the Board of Education.
Oh
oh damn.
wow.
And Abraham told the teacher to mind her own business.
He was
Right.
he basically said kindly F off, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's
Respectfully.
exactly what happened. Yeah.
Respectfully.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit.
Mm.
This band he's put together is actually pretty good, and they're starting to get recognized.
Mhm.
So by 1984, they get signed to a record contract.
Okay.
Okay.
And this part is probably going to piss you off, but take solace in knowing that this guy probably kicked himself pretty hard after this. But Selena y Los Dinos only makes one album with this first record company because the
Mhm.
CEO complained about Selena being a girl in the mostly male dominated genre of Tejano music.
Ugh, I'm so
Lame.
over it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's so tiring at this point. But I get
Hmm.
it. Like back
I
then, it's still
Yeah,
like
yeah,
but
that's crazy.
but it's one of
It's like
those
a
things
back
that
then.
yeah, I mean, but
But
it's one of
like
those things like you would think it'd be like a refreshing,
a hundred
just a
percent. Like
yeah, like
yeah,
you
a breath
have
of fresh air
you have the
coming
golden
in.
ticket in your hand
yeah.
of
Yeah.
He did
something
not see it.
new and just like
Yes.
Hmm.
crazy, crazy.
Yep. Like
Yeah.
I mean Tejano is Tejano. Like it's the same, but it's not. And
Right.
I don't know, with all the artists that were huge at the time, I get that it's male dominated, but to
Mm,
have this kind of sound or this kind of
exactly.
twist
Hmm.
on it, I don't know.
You
I'm just like,
Yeah.
how could you not
you have
see
something
that and just
fresh.
jump on it? Like,
He did
oh,
Right,
not.
right.
yeah, I'm sure
People
he
are scared of
absolutely
change, unfortunately.
kicked
That's right.
himself.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for real. So, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Right.
But that's
Dick of
fine.
history.
That's
Knows
right.
right.
his
He's a dick
name.
of history. Yeah, we won't
Right.
even name him. He's that
He's
much a
a
dick of
tiny
history.
dick of history. How about
Yeah,
Yeah.
that?
exactly.
Doesn't even know him.
All right, so Abraham didn't give up on Selena and he moved the band to a different record company where they released their second album called Alpha in 1986 87.
Okay.
Okay.
And this album does pretty well. They're starting to release singles that people are liking, and their name starts to grow when they start playing bigger venues like fairs and clubs around Texas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So this album really gets Selena recognized on a bigger stage.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
Selena ends up winning the 1987 Vocalist of the Year award at the Tejano Music Awards for the song Menequito de Trapo. That
How
was the whitest version of that I can ever
Monica
say.
laughing. Um, how old is she at this point?
16?
16? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty young.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this will be the first of 8 that she will win.
Wow.
I didn't realize she won that many.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
I mean, she's
She,
talent. She was
no, she
talented.
dominated.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She dominated. So after this, sky's the limit, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
So around 87, 88, the band is blowing up on the Texas Tejano circuit. They end up putting out another 3 albums that sell over 20,000 units. Oh,
Dang.
pretty good for somebody who's
Yeah,
brand new, right?
Right.
exactly.
But the last Selena y Los Dinos album comes out in 1988, and this is Dulce Amor. Can you say that better, Monica?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like I would love to say yes, I can. There's only certain words that I can actually like pronounce correctly.
That makes me feel
I
better.
think I think the one
Dulce
song that I
amor.
there you go.
I don't know. I guess sure.
Sure.
I think the one song that I remember like listening to a lot and hearing a lot is My Love by them.
Yes.
It's a very pretty song. I like that song.
Hmm.
It's got like a nice little dance to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
cool.
Um, let's see. So that song gets her a performance on the 1989 Tejano Music Awards.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Which gets the attention of Jose Behar, who is an executive at EMI Latin.
Okay.
Okay.
And the crowd goes wild for her performance.
I'm sure.
Oh
And
yeah.
Jose
She's
decides,
captivating.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jose decides that he wants her for EMI Latin,
Okay.
except as a solo artist.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
uh-oh.
And it's
Right.
not even just like cutting off a band, like that's your
That's your
family.
family.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like they are brothers and sisters, literally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Abraham, not stupid man, he's Selena's manager, obviously. And
Right.
he agrees to this if the Los Dinos band still backs her at concerts.
Nice.
Okay.
That's good.
So he keeps
I
them
like it.
together.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I like it. Super smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in 1988, Los Dinos loses their guitar player.
Oh,
I think he just didn't want to tour anymore. He
Play.
wanted to start a family
Yeah.
kind of thing.
yeah.
And Selena's brother, AB, who's in the band, I think he's a bassist, starts
Hmm.
looking for a replacement.
Mm.
And he sees a guy who is playing for Shelly Lares, who is also a big name in the Tejano scene around this time.
Okay.
Okay.
And he thinks this guy is pretty good. So AB approaches
Mhm.
him to play for Selena. And the guitarist's name is Chris Perez.
Yep.
Okay. But Chris Perez is way more like rock than Tejano.
Mm.
He just happens to be in a Tejano band.
Yeah. Well, his whole vibe, like his whole look was
Exactly. Yeah, he's got the whole
rock.
rock look going on,
Uh-huh.
and that's kind of how he plays too.
Okay.
And so when AB takes Chris to audition for Abraham, Abraham is not impressed.
Hmm.
Oh,
He was just like, yeah, not our vibe,
Nope.
not our look.
Nope. He does not
mm.
like his music. He doesn't like his rocker look. He wants him to like clean up. He doesn't like his vibe. Like basically, Abraham is worried that Chris's scrubby like rocker thing that
Mhm.
he's got going on is going to soil the perfect image he'd created for Selena.
Interesting.
Dang.
Yeah.
Huh.
But AB is adamant that this is a good thing. And Abraham relents and hires him as the lead guitarist.
Okay.
So during this whole time, Abraham has now gotten Selena signed with EMI Latin. And the reason he went with them is because EMI Latin really wanted a crossover album for her.
Okay.
So Jose Behar says he needs 3 English language songs for the crossover album. But it
Okay.
gets put on hold a bit until she gains a bigger fan base.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay, so her first solo album comes out in 1989. It's named Selena,
Mhm.
and it did well in the Tejano market.
Because she had already
Obviously.
started to build her name there, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Winning her another award at the Tejano Awards. I'm telling you, she
Amazing.
dominated like the whole time that she was
Yeah.
around.
That's awesome.
And it was her first album to really go international.
Hmm.
Although it only got to number 7 on Billboard's regional Mexican chart.
Interesting.
Yeah. Petty detail here. The song Sukiyaki.
Mhm.
It's all because of you. I'm feeling sad and blue. That one?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. That was on the Selena album. it was recorded in Spanish, which had been
Okay.
translated from the English version by Janice Marie Johnson, which had been originally a Japanese song by Kyo
Yes.
Sakamoto.
It's
It
that thing
isn't.
where you put something into Google and you translate it 50 times and you translate it
Yes.
back and yeah, that's too
Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
It's
Mm-hmm.
good times.
Yep. Okay, but she really starting to get noticed. And in 1989, Coca-Cola approaches her to do a Coke commercial in Texas.
Hmm.
Okay.
And Coca-Cola comes a knock and you answer, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So AB and Chris write a jingle for it, which was used in the first two commercials.
Nice.
Okay. And this is a big deal.
Yeah. It's
So AB,
Coca-Cola.
right?
Right.
So AB takes a whole band to Acapulco to celebrate.
Yep.
And Selena and Chris start a little thing. Except Chris has a girlfriend.
Right.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
So
they're like really like digging on each other. And while they're in Mexico, Chris tells Selena how he felt.
Okay.
But Chris allegedly,
Yeah.
yeah, wasn't trying to get into a relationship because of his girlfriend.
Okay.
That's what Chris says.
right.
I
I'm
sure.
flirting, but I'm not flirting.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Um, but that doesn't last long, obviously, because they end up as a couple.
Yep.
Chris
Mm.
dumps his girlfriend at some point.
Right. When
Um,
is unclear.
right. But what they do is hide the relationship from the family,
Yep.
specifically from Abraham.
Because he
Right.
doesn't like Chris.
Exactly. He is
Exactly.
not Chris's biggest fan.
No.
Everybody
And
hates
everybody,
Chris.
everybody knows it. Selena and Chris know
Well,
it too.
and
This is
they're
not a secret.
super young.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But things like that can't stay hidden for a long time.
No.
And
Mm-mm.
Suzette, Selena's sister, notices
Oh,
what's going on and goes running straight to Abraham.
Oh.
dang.
Yeah.
Not the betrayal.
She's got some middle child
Yeah.
issues.
Right. So obviously, this doesn't go well. And
No.
Right.
Abraham tells Chris to break it off. And
Oof.
being young people, they don't break it off and they continue to
Nope.
keep seeing each other.
It's the Romeo and Juliet of it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me what not to do, and I'm gonna go do that thing.
Yes.
Hmm.
Romeo and Juliet of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But surprise, surprise, dad finds out again.
No shocker.
Right.
Right.
And this time he's really pissed. So it's this big blow up. And Abraham tells Selena that if she didn't fire Chris and stop seeing him, that he was going to disband the whole group.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
dang.
Yeah. He's like, fine, we're just done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez.
So Chris doesn't want this for any of them. So he quits seeing Selena.
Okay.
dang.
But Abraham really isn't satisfied with this because obviously
Uh,
it didn't work before.
Right. Right.
So he fires Chris anyway in an
Oh
effort to
my
prevent
goodness.
the relationship from going further.
Like
Well.
if they want to stay together, they're gonna stay together. Like they'll find a way. You know what I mean? Like you firing
It's
them.
the
Like,
80s though.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So
Dad-
it's,
he
yeah,
think dad thinks he knows what's gonna fix it and what's
right.
gonna
Right.
Yeah. So what is Abraham's problem besides that he doesn't like Chris?
Mm.
It's not even Chris's rocker image. He doesn't want Selena to get married and quit the band because that would mess up what they had worked so hard for.
Yep.
Ooh.
So it's kind of more about money and fame than anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got
for
kind of
sure.
it's the same thing where like you try to get your kid in like to be interested in like a sport or something because you want to live through them,
Kind
that
of,
type of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
very that.
Yeah.
It's very that.
And he knew that she was a moneymaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if he loses her because she gets married and starts to have kids,
Oh
Right.
yeah.
there's his meal ticket, which
Uh-huh.
is kind of shitty. But
Right.
so yeah, it kind of doesn't matter if it was Chris or somebody else.
Right.
It would that would have been the case no matter who it was.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. So Chris decides that he's going to go home. But him and Selena just they can't quit each other and they keep
Oh,
talking while she's on tour.
Okay.
The second album for
they're
EMI
texting, of
Latin.
course.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
texting. Their pagering is probably what it
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
is.
Probably more
Find the
accurate.
nearest telephone, please.
Right. So the second album for EMI Latin drops in September of 1990. And once this album came out, there was like no stopping the Selena train.
Oh yeah.
This album had 3 singles on it.
Wow.
Baila
Wow.
Esta Cumbia was a hit, and the album makes it to number 3 on the Billboard's regional Mexican chart.
Okay.
But it does really well. Like it is certified platinum in Mexico and sells about 500,000 copies in the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And now she's getting noticed by other big artists, including Alvaro Torres, who was a
Mhm.
singer from El Salvador.
Mhm.
And in 1991, they sing a duet, Buenos Amigos. And it's a huge hit
Yep.
because he's big, he's kind of big time, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And it peaks at number 1 on the Billboard Latin chart. And this was her first number 1 in the US.
Nice.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And the music video was nominated twice at the 1992 Billboard Music Awards. And the song was even nominated for Duo of the Year at the Tejano Music Awards.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this is like what really puts her on the map and lets her tour the whole US and not just stay in
Mhm.
Texas.
Okay.
And this song also really increases her airplay on the Mexican radio.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, now I've got the Mexican radio song stuck in my head. Ugh. Okay, so in May 1992, her third album drops. Entre a mi mundo. I'm gonna say I'm sorry right now to Sarita because she's cringing. Okay, but this one is also a hit, and it peaks at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Regional
Oh,
Mexican chart for 8 consecutive months.
wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it goes 10
Awesome.
times platinum.
Damn.
Dang.
Yeah. So by now, Selena is the first female Tejano singer to sell over 300,000 copies of an album.
Jeez.
Okay. Meanwhile, this is kind of a tangent, but in 1992,
Mhm.
Yolanda Saldivar is a home nurse for terminal cancer patients.
Mhm.
Mhm.
She's not a big Selena fan.
Interesting.
She is
Of course
annoyed.
not.
Yeah, no, she's like really annoyed at how much Selena is dominating all these award shows. But
Seems-
Yolanda's niece,
Uh,
yeah,
so if you know, you know.
yeah.
Right.
But Yolanda's niece drags her to a concert, and when supposedly, allegedly, when Yolanda sees her on stage, it clicks and she like gets it.
Okay.
And
Allure.
right, she gets like why
Yeah.
Selena is so famous, and she
Right.
decides she wants to start a fan club.
Right.
Okay. She
Yeah.
somehow gets an audience with Abraham, and he allows her to become the founder and president of the Selena fan
Oh
club.
my
Wow.
goodness.
Okay. But Selena isn't totally happy.
Right.
She misses Chris,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mm.
Who she's still talking to.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So she, like literally Romeo and Juliet style, finds Chris at a hotel
Okay.
and like all Hallmark movie, like dramatic, like
Oh,
she tells him that she knows Abraham won't support a wedding, but she doesn't want to be without him, so they should get married.
so
Yep.
telenovela. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
And her thought is that if they're married, Abraham will have to accept him,
Right.
right?
Of course.
He will have no choice.
Right.
Right. Because
Um,
nothing brings
pet-
the family together other than marriage.
yeah.
Right.
So petty detail here.
Ooh.
Selena's mom actually approved of her relationship with Chris.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yep. She was a fan.
Yeah. So I don't think Chris is such a bad guy. I think
Right.
Abraham's just
Oh, I
Right.
think he saw his meal ticket.
Controlling.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
he saw his meal
What's
ticket
going
like
on in
on
my
its way
hair?
out. I have no idea, but there we go.
Okay. End scene. Okay.
Yeah.
So Selena and Chris elope April 2nd, 1992. And their whole plan is to keep the marriage a secret until they could
Mm.
find a good time to break it to Aunt Abraham. When is
Right.
there ever going to be a good time?
I was gonna say I feel like there's never gonna be a good time for that
No.
No.
conversation.
But it didn't matter because Selena doesn't realize how big of a star she's becoming.
Mm.
Okay.
And the media gets a hold of the news immediately and leaks
Oh
it.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like immediately.
Uh-huh.
Like they walk out of the courthouse kind of.
Right. Somebody tipped him off and was like,
Camera
"Hey,
in.
guess who's over
Yeah.
at the courthouse?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And obviously, Abraham is pissed.
Yeah.
But he actually does exactly what Selena thought he'd do, and he accepts the marriage.
Oh wow.
Interesting. Well,
Mhm.
okay. Because
Yeah.
aren't they religious too? Isn't he religious?
Yes.
So that's
Oh,
Yeah.
probably a big
that'll
part of
be
it.
yeah.
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 But I think mostly it's to keep the band together.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a thought, not a fact.
Right. Let me switch
But
shirts. No, I'm just
Right.
yeah, but I think like if he didn't kind of accept Chris, that he was afraid she was just going to leave with him.
right.
Yeah. No,
Right.
that's a fair theory, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So because her third album is such a big hit, she gets booked for a press tour in Mexico. But EMI Latin execs are a little worried because, as we said before, Selena isn't really
Mm,
fluent in Spanish.
She does not speak
Right.
she did not speak the language.
Mm-mm. So they are not sure how this is going to go at the press conferences.
Mhm.
But Selena is just like a relatable person, and she wins
Mhm.
over the media as an artist of the people with her like
Wow.
genuine personality.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She's like the Princess Diana of Texas.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Very that.
Yeah. So during all this, she's also touring in Mexico. Huge success,
Yeah.
like everything she touches. And she's got great songs and a great stage presence. And this
Hmm.
tour makes her the biggest Tejano act in Mexico.
Okay.
Mm.
Again, that CEO is kicking himself, right?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
100% kicking
He's on some
himself.
sort of bender. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So four singles come from the third album. But the huge hit for her is Como La Flor.
Hmm.
And this was popular not only with the Mexican audiences, but also with the critics.
Hmm.
Oh, awesome.
It is a fantastic song.
And it reaches
Mm.
number 6 on the US Billboard Latin chart and
Mm,
gets nominated for Song of the Year at the 1993 Tejano Music Awards.
naturally.
Right. It also is the second best-selling regional Mexican album of all time.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Then the live album comes out in 1993.
Hmm.
And she's just a star.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this album wins a Grammy for Best
Oh,
Mexican American Album.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. It wins Album of the Year at the Billboard Latin Music Awards and the Tejano Music Awards.
I would
She
like to have
is
a Tejano
dominating,
counter.
You're right. Yeah.
right?
How many times have we said Tejano?
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, she dominates this for a few years.
Oh yeah.
And the live album is certified gold.
Awesome.
But during all this, like touring and promoting, her and Chris are with each other 24/7.
Hmm.
And it's hard. They're both young. They don't know
Hmm.
how to communicate well, and they're fighting.
Yeah.
Surprise,
Right.
surprise.
Right.
And they even contemplate divorce.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. And this comes from both sides. Both sides said that.
Yeah.
But they are like really committed to try and make it work. So,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So they aren't like totally
Right.
young and dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, so meanwhile, Selena's fourth album,
Mm.
Amor Prohibido, which I kind of feel like is the whole Romeo and Juliet theme again.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But this one comes out in March of 1994, and it's everything she's done so far. It's a huge hit.
Yeah.
It debuts at number 3 on the US Billboard Latin chart, #1 on the US Billboard Regional Mexican chart. It remains top 5 on the top Latin albums for the rest of the year.
Wow.
Remember, this came out in
Wow.
March.
Yeah.
Right?
And it becomes one of the best-selling Tejano and Latin albums in the US.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. So this one produces 4 singles and goes 36 times platinum.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is a 1995 Grammy nominee
Okay.
and a
Wow.
winner at the 1995
Tejano Awards.
That's right, for Record of the Year.
Nice.
It also wins the Album of the Year at the Lo Nuestro Awards, which I'm not sure what those are, but
Oh.
yeah. And this album is the one that the press said Selena, quote, became bigger than Tejano itself.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So this album combined with like another duet gets her a tour in Central America, the US, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic.
Wow.
The big deal, right?
Yeah.
And by late 1994, EMI wanted an English crossover album. And Selena is such a hot singer at this point that she
Mhm.
gets some really heavy hitters writing for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody wanted to write for her.
right. So work starts on the crossover album.
Nice.
But Petty Details, you're gonna love this one, Cam.
Okay.
Around this time, she starts making a couple of appearances on Mexican novellas.
Yay!
Yep. Which boost their ratings.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Right?
That'd be like
And-
Taylor Swift being in a soap opera right now.
Right. Yeah, everybody would want to watch it.
Seriously.
Right?
Yeah. She also has a cameo in 1994's movie Don Juan DeMarco with Johnny Depp,
Oh.
which I've never
Really?
seen, so
Me neither.
Huh.
yeah. And remember, Selena isn't just thinking about her singing career,
Nope.
right?
Mm,
So she wants to branch out. And
right.
she's getting into really making her own choices when it comes to her fashion on stage.
Mhm.
So she would forever be adding designs to outfits. She would be designing outfits.
Mhm.
She'd be putting rhinestones on an outfit or even like sewing outfits before she went on stage.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she made a lot of her, like, especially when she was still just touring in Texas, like she made
Yeah.
pretty much all of her stage costumes.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Petty detail. Her dad didn't really approve of her outfits.
The
They never
bustiers
do.
were a problem.
Right? So much belly was showing.
Yeah, so much
Midriff.
skin.
Yeah.
She's like, Dad, do you want money or not?
Right. Exactly. But the image that he has created for her was like wholesome and clean cut.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And he doesn't want any cussing or overly sexual themes in the songs. He wants to make sure that she's a role model to the younger fan base.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay, so this explains why he didn't like Chris's image,
Right.
True.
but the outfits weren't as girl next door as he wanted. And the family was Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're not about the whole midriff life either.
Right. No.
Yeah,
The whole midriff life is so funny.
but she's like, she really is setting a style.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
Like people,
trendy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Right.
Yeah. People wanted to be her and dress like her, and yeah.
They are following.
exactly. Yep. And she's got this idea that she wants to share her fashion with the world because people are interested in it, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And she kind of likes doing it. So she starts designing clothes around 1994 and opens 2 boutiques, one in San
Okay.
Antonio and one in Corpus Christi.
Oh, nice.
And they carry her clothes and they also have a salon attached.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah. And they
To
will
the salon.
Yeah. Yeah, these are like high-end boutiques. These aren't
Right.
Yeah.
her stuff is at Kmart.
Right.
So they will be called Selena, etc.
Mhm.
And she
Mm,
hires designers to help her.
Okay.
She's got staff for the stores, but she needs someone to help run the stores while she's on the road.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't make this decision. Abraham decides that our
Mm.
friend Yolanda, the president of the
Uh-huh.
fan club, which had over 5,000 members and was one of the
Also, I would
largest
like
in.
to say we do our friend Yolanda
Yeah.
is not we nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friend.
Yep. Our crazy friend. So,
Yeah.
so her fan club is one of the largest in the San Antonio area.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And it is doing so well that Abraham thinks she'd be a good choice to run the boutiques.
Okay.
So,
Hey.
yeah, she's given a corporate card and flies back and forth to Mexico with Selena and sometimes without her
Mm-hmm.
to look after things there and set
Okay.
up like suppliers and that sort of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But this job gets her very close to the Quintanilla family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to know Yolanda a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right. So she was born in San Antonio in September of 1960.
Okay.
She was the youngest of 8 children. And she doesn't have a lot of friends growing up. She was
Mm.
bullied about her weight.
Mm.
Okay.
Um, and she's probably weird. Didn't say that. Just a thought,
Yeah.
not a fact.
It's inferred.
Yeah.
Right.
So petty detail here. Apparently, Yolanda's dad was a record producer in the 1970s and was also like a head waiter at a restaurant.
Oh,
Whoa.
Weird,
that's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
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 Another petty detail here. Yolanda went to the same school as two other Tejano artists.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, Ram Herrera and Emilio Navaria.
Okay.
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 So Yolanda became a nurse in 1990, but she's got this not great reputation even before she gets her nursing license
Interesting.
Mm.
of not being very trustworthy.
Okay.
Oh,
And
you don't
she,
say.
right,
Right.
surprise.
Yeah, right.
So she worked for a dermatologist and he
Okay.
Mhm.
sued her in
Oh shit.
1983 saying that she stole $9,200 from the office.
Oh
Oh.
damn.
Yeah. And the case was settled out of court.
Oh.
Wow.
She
Okay.
also was taken to court for not paying her student loan.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
I mean, who
Yeah.
does?
Yeah, whatever.
It'll be there. It'll just yeah, you
Right,
know.
it'll
Yep.
never go away, so it's fine.
No.
Right.
Okay, so remember how we said that Yolanda wasn't a big fan of Selena?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, Yolanda was a big fan of Shelley Lares and tried to
Uh-huh.
become a fan club president for Shelley first.
Oh.
Oh.
But Shelley's dad, because Shelley's about the same age as Selena,
Okay.
Hmm.
her dad was not getting a good vibe. And so
Right.
her dad was like, no, thank you.
Smart man.
That gut feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
petty detail, if you remember, Shelley Lares is the same person that Chris Perez played for before Selena.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Another petty detail, Shelley and Selena ended up becoming friends.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah. Like I
This
said,
pegboard where the lot like the string is
hmm,
like it's just so
Yeah.
many
yeah.
so many
But I mean,
crossover.
think about it. They're the two probably
100%.
only
Yeah.
Tejano
Right.
Female at that
women,
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
on the
Hmm.
circuit. So,
The same age, like you said, about the
Right.
same age, you
mhm.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so now we get some conflicting information about Yolanda.
Okay.
Okay.
And these are allegedly because I only read them in one source.
Ah.
Okay.
Right.
But in the one source, it said that Yolanda was married and adopted 3 kids, including her niece.
Hmm.
Okay.
But I don't think that this is true because everything else I read had her never being married with no kids.
I was gonna say I
Oh.
don't. Well, I can't say definitively, but I don't ever
Right.
remember anything saying she was married.
Yeah. The other weird thing I read was that Yolanda's niece had been Selena's childhood friend, which may explain how Yolanda even got in touch with Abraham to begin with about the fan club. But again,
Yeah.
only saw it in one source, so just a
Right.
Interesting.
thought, not a fact.
Right.
There was also a wild story that Yolanda performed liposuction on Selena.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
right.
Oh my
But
gosh.
this was shot down by the coroner who said that Selena never had liposuction. So,
Okay.
which she probably didn't need because she was like 18. Come on.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So now we know Yolanda was picked on as a kid. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't
Right.
very honorable
Right.
and wanted to basically be close to somebody who was famous. It's almost
100%.
like she didn't care who.
She wanted
Okay.
fame by proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just wanted to be in
And,
that circle.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, by accounts, she might have
Got
done
what she
that.
wanted.
She
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
So, with Yolanda's new position as CEO of the fan club and the boutiques,
Mm-hmm.
she
Mm-hmm.
gets that corporate card, remember?
Yep.
Right.
Well, things aren't going so well there. I know you're shocked.
Shocker.
So, she's using the card to rent high-end cars,
Oh,
travel to Mexico, not
right.
for work,
Oh.
go out to fancy restaurants, and buying 2 cell phones, and that's 1994 cell phones.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
Yeah. And then there's Yolanda's attitude towards the
mm,
workers. And
oh.
Selena's employees start complaining about Yolanda.
Mhm.
Workers are saying that Yolanda is just like altering designs willy-nilly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
One of the fashion designers accused her of mutilating and even destroying some of his designs.
Oh
Oh.
my
I didn't
goodness.
realize she had gone after the actual like product, like the designs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
savage.
she even went to the factory in Mexico and was accused of intimidating a seamstress.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
Yeah. So Yolanda is being a little tyrant in her new role, right?
So she's a
Hmm.
bully.
Yeah.
Right. She's,
She finally
she
got
got
some
bullied.
power.
She
Yeah.
was become the bully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's kind of crazy, so
Right.
obviously. Okay. Now, Selena had been made aware of these complaints.
Hmm.
Everyone was complaining about Yolanda's management style, the employees,
Yeah.
the designers. Um, they were telling Selena that Yolanda would record them and that she would destroy things, she would intimidate, and she's bullying the staff and she's manipulating decisions.
Oh my
Oh.
This
goodness.
is what the family is being told. But Selena
Right.
Right.
is leaving Yolanda over the other employees.
Oh.
Mm.
So by December 1994, Yolanda had either fired more than half of the staff
Oh
or
my
made
goodness.
the staff quit.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
the boutiques were down to 14 staff members from the 38 that had been there.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in January 1995, Abraham starts getting complaints about the fan club.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
So he starts getting angry letters from fans saying that they paid their fees and got nothing in return.
Oh.
So now
Oh.
he starts looking into things.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's also some other problems about money going missing from the stores.
Mm.
So it's like all adding up, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And this is about $30,000 worth of missing money.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So obviously not going well.
Right. Where
Um,
could it have gone?
yeah,
Yeah. Gee.
right. So March 9th, 1995, Abraham and Selena's sister confront Yolanda about this money.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But Yolanda won't answer any of the questions. He tells Yolanda that not only does he not believe anything she's telling him or not telling him,
Right.
um, but that he's going to get the police involved.
Ooh.
And Abraham is not having it. So he fires her, not only from the boutiques, but also from the fan club.
Oh, he's pissed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big mad.
Um, I mean, come on. She's
Yeah.
stealing from the cash cow.
Uh-huh.
100%.
So yeah, that's
100%.
he's not cool with that at all.
Right.
So after the confrontation with Abraham and Suzette, Yolanda and Selena get on the phone.
Mm.
Okay. She's
And
trying to salvage anything possible.
Mm.
yeah, Selena just like in this whole thing kind of seems like maybe a little naive
Mm-hmm.
and a
Which,
little
I
like
mean, fair.
right. And
Trusting.
she
Right.
like yeah, she wants to see the best in people, it seems like.
Right.
Um But they get into it on the phone about this missing money.
Mm-hmm.
And after they hang up, Selena tells Chris that she just can't trust Yolanda, but she doesn't
Okay.
want to pull away from the friendship because she thinks Yolanda is important to the closing line taking off in Mexico
Okay.
because
Okay.
she's been doing all of that work, right?
Right.
Right.
Selena is also worried about pissing off Yolanda any more than that because she has a bunch of documents that Selena needs for taxes. Remember, this is
Oh.
March.
Oh
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is
Speaking of, I
1995,
need to
Right.
do my taxes.
right?
All right.
Do
Yeah,
your
but
taxes, people.
this is not something that you can like go online and get at this point in
Right.
time.
Right.
Right.
If you don't have
There's
it, you're
one
screwed.
copy.
Mm-hmm. And Yolanda has it.
Uh-huh.
So on March 10th, Abraham tells Yolanda that he is cutting her off from talking to Selena.
Oh.
Right.
Mhm.
And Yolanda reacts by going out and buying a 38 caliber gun and
Uh,
telling the clerk that because she is a nurse, she has some of the patient's relatives threatening her.
what?
That doesn't make sense. But
No.
okay.
And I'm like, why would you tell clerk anything? But
Yeah,
Right.
that's a weird story to tell, right?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but Selena has to make a trip to Mexico for her clothing line
Mm-hmm.
because there are no negotiations going on to open more stores in Mexico and Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so she asks Yolanda to go, thinking that she can maybe get the tax documents and the bank cards back like during the trip.
Right.
Okay.
And Yolanda agrees to go,
Okay.
but she doesn't give Selena the tax statements that she needs.
Ooh,
Mm,
holding
But
out.
Yolanda returns the gun before leaving for the trip.
okay.
Interesting.
Right. But she ends up buying the gun again when she gets back from Mexico.
Premeditated.
Hmm.
Cold feet.
Yeah, there's no way that
Yeah.
this wasn't premeditated or
Premeditated it
Right.
obvious. Yeah.
twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you had a chance and then
Right.
you
Right.
fucked it up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Seriously.
So
Wow.
around March 26th, Yolanda steals perfume and more papers from Selena.
Oh my
Few
goodness.
Yeah,
randomly. Okay.
it's just like petty shit
Yeah.
at this point.
Right.
Right.
Yolanda and Selena get in touch and they set up for a meeting.
Okay.
Okay. March 30th, Selena and Chris go to the Days Inn Motel in Corpus Christi to pick up the tax papers.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get home, Selena realizes that some of the papers are still missing.
Uh-oh.
So Selena reaches back out to Yolanda, who tells her to come back to the hotel to get them. And Chris is not comfortable with that, and he tells Selena not to go.
Oh
Oh.
God.
But Selena feels like she really needs these papers, which she probably does.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, and she's still feeling bad for Yolanda because they were friends.
Yeah.
Damn.
So Yolanda convinces Selena to come back the next day to get the papers alone.
Oh.
Okay. So Selena shows up at room 158 and
Mm-hmm.
asks Yolanda for the financial papers for the taxes. Yolanda, as she did with Abraham, deflects the question and
Hmm.
tells Selena when they had gone on the trip to Mexico that she had been raped.
Oh.
Okay.
Weird tangent,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But Selena, of course, she feels bad
Yeah.
Mhm.
and takes Yolanda to the hospital to get checked out.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. But the doctors find nothing and can't confirm her story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Which again, it's like 20 days later. So I'm not
Right.
sure what would
Right.
be there anyway.
Right. I feel
Yeah.
like
But
trauma. I learned that in some class. I don't remember how long it is, but there's some period of time where the trauma is still shows up basically.
Still detectable.
But I don't know if 20 days might be too long.
yeah, I don't know. Because they
Right.
left on what, March 10th, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is March 31st. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, so they drive back from the hospital to the Days Inn. And by this time, Selena's getting impatient because she's kind of figuring out that Yolanda's screwing her around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she grabs the bag where the papers are and dumps it out, and the gun falls out.
Oh.
And Yolanda grabs the gun and points it at Selena.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Selena
Oh.
turns and tries to run out of the door, but
Mm-hmm.
Yolanda fires one round, which hits Selena in the back shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Now, Selena takes off across the hotel grounds while Yolanda chases her, calling her a bitch.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
Yeah. Selena runs 392 feet to the lobby
Oh
where she
my
is
God.
able to tell the front desk workers that Yolanda from room 158 has shot her, and then she collapses.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
Yeah.
Adrenaline will do incredible things.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
And the front desk workers obviously call 911 right away
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
relay the information that someone has been shot and they know who did it.
Right.
And there are actually recordings of these 911 calls that you can hear
Oh
out
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Yolanda realizes that it's time to leave.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. So she goes
Thank
back to the room to grab evidence, and a hotel worker sees her leaving the room with a towel wrapped around something and getting into her red truck.
uh-huh.
But the first responders have gotten to the scene within 2 minutes of the call.
Oh wow.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the ambulance rushes Selena to the hospital within 10 minutes of being shot.
Oh
Dang.
dang.
Yeah, it was actually a good
Quick.
Fast.
response time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Meanwhile, the cops see Yolanda in her truck,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
trying to leave, and order her
Right.
to stop and exit the vehicle. She does
Right.
not. Yolanda puts the gun to her head, but she doesn't pull the trigger.
Right.
SWAT team and FBI are called, and a phone line is run like close to the truck so
Yeah.
Yolanda can talk to the negotiators.
Okay.
Right.
The standoff that will follow will last longer than the jury deliberation.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Yolanda will stay in her truck for almost 10 hours before she finally surrenders.
Dang. She was holding out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And by this time, Selena has been dead for about 9 hours.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah. So the bullet hit an artery in the collarbone and,
Mm.
quote, cut it in two.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Um, it shredded her right shoulder, lung, veins, and then the artery.
Oh.
Ugh.
So, yeah. Like I said, she's at the hospital 10 minutes after that.
Right.
Right.
If they could have
Right.
saved her, they would have saved
They
her.
would have
Yeah.
saved her. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and that's always this is also crazy to me that that is what she's dealing with when she runs the 392 feet and tells
Mm-hmm.
them who shot her.
Right.
Right.
She's got a split artery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and she's booking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, adrenaline. It's
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Selena was brain dead before she arrived at the hospital.
Mm.
And the doctors tried blood transfusions, a breathing tube, even massaging her heart.
Yeah.
But it was just too late.
Damn.
So petty detail here. There was a rumor that Abraham refused a blood transfusion for Selena because they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh
That's
my
untrue.
gosh.
He
Huh.
wasn't
Okay.
even at the hospital when they did
Yeah, I
that.
was
I
gonna
was
say.
about to say, yeah.
Yeah. And he says later that he wouldn't have
Right.
said no to it
Refused it.
anyway, but yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't even there.
It was, yeah.
Crazy.
So Selena's husband, family, and the world is devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris and her had been talking about starting a family at this
Mm-hmm.
point. So another petty detail, and this one's really sad. She died 2 days before her third wedding anniversary.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So the cops go to Yolanda's house, and this is weird. Find her room is filled with like a Selena shrine.
Oh.
Like she's
It,
obsessed now.
yeah, it looks like a
Right.
teenager kind of obsessed.
Oh,
Oh
yikes.
gosh.
Yeah, she has Selena posters, videos, like everything Selena. Like I'm imagining if Selena had sheets, she would have Selena sheets.
Oh
Like
my
Right.
God.
it just
Like,
Yikes.
you're the head of the fan club, right? I get it.
yeah.
You don't no. That's a shrine. A shrine is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And Yolanda's bail is set for $500,000.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it?
She doesn't have that money though. She already
Right.
spent it.
Well, that's
Right.
true.
Right.
So, petty detail. You guys are gonna love this one. Some fans actually raised money to bail out Yolanda,
No
Oh?
way.
Oh no.
just so they could get her out of jail and kill her.
Right.
Whoa.
Right. That
Petty.
seems, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Petty.
So Selena's death is obviously a huge deal.
Hmm.
It is on the scale of like Elvis or John Lennon dying.
Yep.
Mhm.
It was breaking news on the TV. It was front page on the New York Times for 2 days.
Yep.
Texas radio stations played her songs on a loop.
Hmm.
Wow.
Cops even had to make a detour and direct traffic because so many cars were passing by the Quintanilla's house.
Wow.
Dang.
And the commemorative issue of People magazine sold almost 1 million copies.
Dang.
Petty detail here, this was the first issue of People magazine to ever sell out.
Wow.
Wow.
Right. So there is a vigil for Selena that was held on April 1st
Hmm.
and had about 3,000 fans there.
Okay.
Then her funeral was held in Corpus Christi. That one had a Jehovah's Witness minister presiding on it.
Hmm.
On April 2nd, they had a viewing where the family had to open the casket because people did not believe she was dead. They
Oh
were
my
not
God.
going to have an open casket.
No. Yeah.
That's messy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And people were lined up for a mile to get in.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
30 to 40,000 people passed by her casket,
Wow.
with 78,000 people signing condolences in the book.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Pictures were banned.
Uh-huh.
There are some
Obviously.
out there though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm. And she looks
right.
amazing in her casket, of course.
Right.
Um, although I'm really kind of surprised by that, considering they weren't planning on having
Depending
an
on having
open.
it.
Yeah,
They might have,
Yeah.
maybe they did it last minute.
maybe, but they did a good
Possible.
job. That's what I know.
Yeah.
Um, but there was also a public mass at the Los Angeles Sports Arena that had about
Hmm.
4,000 people.
Wow.
Okay. Then on April 3rd, she had a special mass and burial for family members and close friends only. This still had 600 people.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wow. Well, I mean, she
Right?
touched everybody's lives. She was relatable. She was, down to earth. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
this phenomenon. So yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. She's beautiful. She can
Hmm.
sing. She's nice.
Yeah.
She's
Mm-hmm.
smart. Like,
Right.
Yes.
she really
Right.
is like everything, right?
Uh-huh.
So petty detail here, the governor of Texas at the time, George W. Bush,
Hmm.
Oh,
declared her birthday Selena Day in Texas.
oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, but some people were pissed that the first celebration fell on Easter.
Oh.
Whoops.
What are you
Mm.
gonna do? Oh well.
Right.
So Selena was working on the crossover album when she was murdered,
Uh-huh.
and they were able to piece together enough of it to release
Mhm.
Dreaming of You in July 1995.
Wow.
It
Wow.
sold 175,000 copies the first day it was out in the US.
Yep.
Woo.
The first day. Can you imagine
Yeah.
those lines? Oh my God.
No.
Mm-mm.
It debuted at number one, and she was the first solo artist to debut an album at number one after death.
Wow.
Wow.
hmm The album went 59 times platinum in Latin
Yeah, it
America.
did. Yeah, it
Right.
did.
Yeah, and it ended up selling at least 2.94 million units in the US alone.
Jeez.
Wow.
And
And
it's like it's things like that I'm like, can you imagine had she not been murdered? Like
oh
how
yeah.
Right.
huge that
Right.
whole album would have been.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Right.
just the fun like yeah,
hmm
phenomenal music like would
Hmm.
have would have come out of that.
Yeah, she would have been on The Voice for sure.
Oh, easily.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she was the first female to have 5 albums on the Billboard 200 charts simultaneously.
Wow.
Nice.
And she's right up there with Mariah and Janet Jackson for female
Mhm.
artists to sell over 300,000 units in a week.
Damn.
She's up
Yeah.
there with Mariah. Like,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
She could hold her
not
own,
even
man.
yeah,
She
not
did.
even
Yeah.
Whitney Houston is up there.
Right.
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So the trial started in October 1995 in Houston. Yolanda is charged with first-degree murder, but pleads not guilty.
Girl, please.
Don't even play.
You have the smoking gun in your hands.
Yes.
Literally.
You're gonna love this one though. Petty detail. Yolanda's first defense attorney withdrew from the case because he did not want retaliation from fans and his daughters.
Good man.
And
Good
his
man.
daughters.
And
He
his
said, "Ooh,
daughters,
you
yeah.
know what? I gotta take an L on this one."
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, nope,
My
not
family
doing
life
it.
is too important.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I can't even say this with a straight face. It's so fucking dumb.
Oh,
So
God.
her defense is that this was an accident.
You returned the gun and purchased it again.
Again.
Yeah. And shot her in the back.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
What?
No,
So
there's no
she said it was
accident.
her intention after the shooting to commit suicide. Again, she had 10 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
So
You were
I
in that
don't,
truck for 10 hours. Yeah.
yeah. I think if that was actually your intention, you would have
Done it.
done it in 10
Mhm.
hours, but whatever.
If that was her
Um,
intention, she would have done it right after. Like,
Immediately.
yeah.
And more of her defense that's
Ludicrous.
okay, it's
Swiss cheese.
I have a hard time with this one. But part of her defense is that Abraham was controlling and trying to make money off Selena, which I'm
Mm,
not sure what this has to do with the murder,
right.
but it's also kind of true.
I mean, it is.
It is true, but the solution is to not murder the other person.
But yeah, like
Right.
what does that have to do with murder?
What? Well, no, I was going to
what?
say, I understand that, yes, he was controlling. Yes, he was trying to make money off of her, but what does that have to do with Yolanda? That is not
Nothing.
motive for Yolanda. That would be motive for Selena. Like,
Right.
It would be
Selena's
motive
the
for
one being controlled.
it would be
Yeah.
Selena's
motive
the one,
for
yeah.
Yolanda to go after Abraham,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
but not to go after Selena.
No,
It doesn't.
Right.
Like I don't even know why you would bring that up.
because she's a crazy person.
Right.
She's
Um,
grasping at straws, is what she's
Yeah.
Yeah. So the defense doesn't have much to work with, surprisingly,
Obviously.
right?
Shocking.
Good luck getting a jury to be on the
Yeah.
defense side,
Yeah.
right?
Well, they did
yeah.
have to move it to Houston, which
Yeah.
I'm surprised they even moved it there. Like
Right.
they would have been
Right.
better off moving it to like Maine or something.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But they only call a few witnesses.
hmm
The defense.
Yeah.
There were witnesses.
Right.
Sorry.
A couple.
Okay.
There was Yolanda's parents,
Okay.
former co-workers, not the ones from the boutique,
I was about to
obviously,
say,
Obviously.
and even her 7th grade teacher.
Oh, she reached way back.
Yeah,
Right.
they had nothing to work with.
No.
Damn. yeah,
Meanwhile, the prosecution, on the other hand, calls
having a
50 witnesses.
landslide. Yeah.
50
Yeah.
witnesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, I mean, think about it. They're all the people
Yeah.
that probably saw
Mhm.
this when they were in the hotel rooms. There are the cops. There's the
Oh,
FBI
yeah.
agents. There's the people at the front desk.
The people who
Mhm.
worked with
The boutiques.
Yolanda, yeah, the boutique
Everybody
people.
saw this stuff. Yeah. So the prosecution's theory is that she wasn't trying to kill herself when she got into her truck, but she was trying to head to the recording studio to kill Abraham too, which might be that whole thing about.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't see again how that's helping her.
Also, still, you wouldn't, yeah, you would not kill
No.
Selena in that scenario.
No.
Right.
And
But-
like, why would you bring that up? Hey, I'm gonna head over to Abraham's and
I
Right.
think my theory would be that she panicked when Selena saw that she had a gun and that she was gonna go tell and shot her.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
she obviously thought about it. I mean, come on.
Mhm.
Right. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
She lured her
And she was
to
like,
the
this is
hotel
the only
alone.
chance I have
Alone.
because now they're gonna say, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, she had returned the gun and then she got it back.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no way that she didn't plan this. So,
100%.
um, The prosecution also says that Yolanda was obviously obsessed with Selena
Clearly.
and had even told people that she wanted to be like Selena.
Oh
Mm,
Lord.
Yeah.
good luck.
That Yolanda
Exhibit
knew,
A, the shrine in her
Right.
house.
and that is not my words. It was somebody else's words, how they
Yeah.
described it. So, um, they also say that Yolanda knew what she was doing when she embezzled the money
Yeah.
because it was being put into an account that was under Yolanda's sister's name.
Mhm.
Oh my
Very,
goodness.
very premeditated. All
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like we said, pre-planned. We've got her
Mm-hmm.
buying the gun, returning the gun. Um, the prosecution also point out that if Yolanda shot her on accident, like she said,
Right.
then being a nurse, she could have tried to help Selena, but she didn't.
But
Yep.
she did
She
not.
went back to the room. She
Right.
Mm-hmm.
didn't go in and try and like stop the bleeding.
Right.
Not that
Yep.
she really could have, but she could have helped.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, fuck this. I'm
She
going back to the hotel and
Yeah.
grabbing everything.
right.
She's like, I screwed up. I'm out.
Mhm.
Pun not intended. She shot herself in the foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
what she did.
Yeah.
Because you have, in all accounts, in any scenario, this could have been avoided, or
Yeah.
you could have helped, or
Right?
something.
Oh yeah.
There's always something that's like
Oh yeah.
you meant to do this type of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So Yolanda is found guilty of first-degree murder
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
after only 2 hours of deliberation.
Surprised it took that long.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's
They just
sentenced,
walked in. They were like, so yeah, yeah,
right?
okay, okay.
Okay.
We're
But
going
we
back
need to get
outside.
lunch out of this,
Yeah, I
so
think
like
that's what it
Right,
was.
right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get a full day pay, so
Right.
yeah.
everyone stick around.
So she is sentenced to life with the possibility of parole in 2025, which is
Right.
right now.
Ta-da. Yeah.
Just
So let's
yeah,
talk about more of Yolanda's crazy because there's more,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Always.
always.
Because it's the
S-
petty details.
yeah. Specifically, the after trial crazy
Oh
is
boy.
what we're going to get into.
Gosh.
So she comes out after the conviction and says that Selena wasn't the person that everybody thought she was.
Oh, so now she's
Good
trying to throw dirt on.
Yeah.
besmirch. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Good luck doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
It gets worse. I can't
Oh
even tell
wow.
you like how crazy this shit is. So she claims that she was trying to protect Selena's private life and that she had proof from diary letters, and I don't know whose diary it is, that Selena had cheated on Chris with this head of finance for the boutiques,
What?
which of course he denies.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Right.
She also claimed that it was Selena's idea to run away from the music business to be with this lover.
Oh my
Wild.
gosh. I mean, you're already in the deep end. You might as well just keep piling it on.
Yeah.
Right.
She
Yeah.
also says that Selena had a suitcase full of clothes that she'd given to Yolanda to hold on to because she was going to take it when she left.
Like a bug out bag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was
Okay.
this other thing about how the suitcase was in Chris's name, like it had a tag on it or something. And I'm like, anyway, no proof of
Wow.
any of this was found. And you'd think
Right.
that there would be a
Something.
suitcase
Yeah.
Right.
somewhere when they search your house or your hotel room,
Uh-huh.
but whatever. Okay. Like I said, it gets crazier. So
Oh boy.
then we have these weird ass letters from Mexico to Yolanda. And this is when she's in prison, saying this guy, Lorenzo Salinas, knew the truth and had beaten Yolanda,
Oh.
but he also has info that can get her out of prison.
What?
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Same. What the?
I told you this
Okay.
is that yeah, this is like crazy weird.
Oof. Off the
What the hell
Right.
deep
kind of
end
stuff.
crazy.
So the letters also stated that Lorenzo was hired to beat up Yolanda to get damaging tapes back. And Yolanda claimed this guy Lorenzo worked with Selena in Mexico.
Damaging tapes of what?
I don't know.
Right.
What the hell?
but this guy's existence was never confirmed, and there were a lot of people that were looking for him, like a lot of
Yeah.
reporters and stuff.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
And they're like, no, this guy isn't
She's
a
making
thing.
it up.
But
Right.
but these letters supposed allegedly
Allegedly.
okay. All
Yeah. Well,
right.
no, they do come from Mexico.
No, I know, but from like allegedly from this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
okay.
theory, just a thought, not a fact, is that her family was doing some of
Mhm.
this just because of
Yeah,
what happens later.
okay.
Mhm.
So starting in 1995, people, including Abraham, for better or worse, decide to cash in on Selena's death.
Okay.
Like they did not wait long.
Right.
Um, there was the biography movie that started filming in 1995 and came out in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Petty detail for this, the role of Selena was offered to Selma Hayek,
Mm-hmm.
but she
Wow.
refused because she thought it was too soon.
Yep.
Dang.
But J-Lo didn't feel that way.
Nope. Because
And
J-Lo saw dollar signs.
yeah,
Right.
and she took the role. It was a commercial success.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, the best acting J-Lo has done since pretending to be in love with Ben Affleck.
Yep. The first time or the second time?
First time.
Okay.
These are the petty details we wait for.
Yep.
Petty.
There was also a Broadway show called Selena Forever that came out in 2000.
Interesting.
There was a TV show on Netflix called Selena the Series that came out in 2020.
Yes.
There is a makeup line, a clothing line, a radio miniseries, and all the compilation albums of her music. They've released her
Oh.
music like 1,000 times.
So there was a clothing line beyond the boutique clothing line that she
Yes.
had? Like the
Yes.
okay.
Like
Interesting.
after death kind of clothing line.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
seems weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
And this
that's a
is
little
where I
weird.
kind of have a little problem with Abraham because I'm like, come on.
Right.
It's your daughter, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Literally.
It's just a little ick, right?
yeah. Well, and like you
Because at
said,
what point?
to jump
Go
on
ahead.
it so quickly,
Yeah.
Right.
like that same year, not even that same year, like months later.
Right.
Because at what point are you like, oh, I want to preserve her memory, like I want people to know about her but at what point is it like too far?
Right.
Like are
But it's not
you're
preserving her
cashing
memory.
in.
You're
Right.
cashing
No,
in.
it's quite
Yeah.
Cashing in.
literally, yeah, that's
Yeah.
quite literally what that is at that level.
Right.
Like
Hmm.
At that
maybe
level.
doing like a memorial
Right.
album
Right.
10
Right.
years down the line, like
Right.
that would be
Right.
preserving a memory.
Right. Or like a book about her
And
life or something.
Right.
But
yeah,
Even if
a
you wanted to do
memoir or
something
something
about
like a
that clothes, like
movie.
here were her favorite fashion designs that she had done,
right.
Right.
doing something like that. That
Yeah.
would be, you know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or even
and then
doing like a
donating that
memoir.
money,
Yeah.
donating that
Yeah.
money back into, you know what I mean? But he obviously would keep the money,
Yeah.
but
Like
Yeah.
this is where I'm surprised she's not on like lunchboxes and shit, like for real.
Seriously.
oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Um, but Selena wasn't just makeup and clothing and albums.
Right.
And this
Mm.
is also why I've got a problem like with all this commercial bullshit that's happening
Right,
because she
right.
did a lot of work with kids and charities.
Yeah.
She was
She
big into Toys for Tots,
mm-hmm.
Oh,
the Dare program. Do you remember
Mm-hmm.
what that is? Did you have that, Cam?
I had Dare, yes.
Okay.
I didn't
Um,
listen, but I had Dare.
It was still around.
victims of Hurricane Andrew,
Mm.
homeless shelters, women's
Mm-hmm.
domestic violence shelters,
Okay.
and she even went to schools to talk about how important education was.
Then yeah, 100%. Those any proceeds of
Mm-hmm.
anything should be going to those
Right.
places in her
Yes.
memory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And why isn't there like why didn't he do something like
A
write a book
Selena
about all that
fund,
shit
right?
that she did?
Or
Yeah.
like not fund, a Selena foundation of some
Right.
sort of.
Right.
He could do scholarships. He could do, he could do so
Yep.
many things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
But
yeah.
Agreed.
So like I said, it's a
It's
little ick.
a cow's a cow,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So which makes this petty detail even worse.
Oh gosh.
So there was a big brouhaha when
Mm-hmm.
Howard Stern, who's an asshole,
Yep.
was talking about her and said, quote, Spanish people have the worst taste in music.
Rude.
And then played a gunshot sound effect over her songs.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
He doesn't even deserve an episode of Dicks of History. He
No.
is just ugh.
He's just a dick.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
never done anything good.
No.
No.
This was so bad that a judge sent an arrest warrant for disorderly conduct to Stern,
Good.
Right.
which ended up turning into this whole thing about the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But Stern did issue an apology.
Mm.
However, Stern did not realize who he was messing with when he said this.
Right.
So
Right.
her fans are as strong as a beehive or the Swifties.
Yep.
You have to understand that.
Very.
So Yolanda's getting out. There are people who are like the same thing. They were like, oh, we'll post her bail, so we'll murder her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are still the set. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh
know,
yeah.
there are
Yeah,
still talks of, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Right.
No, her fandom is a force of nature.
Oh, it's
Right.
yeah.
She will
Still.
need she will need witness of protection as soon as she gets out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I guess
all
it
of
wouldn't
her
be witness
fans-
protection. What is that called? If you're
just
if you're the
protection.
murderer, yeah,
Right.
just protection
Right.
in general.
Yeah. So obviously her fan base boycotts the show,
Yeah.
Right.
which was kind of a big deal because she's got a lot of fans.
Oh yeah. It
Um,
hit his ratings big.
It turned into Texas retails removing anything relating to Stern from their shelves. Like the whole state of
Wow.
Texas was like,
Yeah.
fuck this guy.
Right.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just mess with Texas, and that's not the
Right.
thing you want to do.
Crossed the
Don't mess with
line.
Texas,
Yeah.
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 She's like, she's the Texas queen. I mean, like for
Right,
real.
Oh
right.
yeah.
So,
Oh, she
um,
absolutely is the star of Texas. Like,
oh yeah.
yeah.
Even Sears and McDonald's
Uh-huh.
had to issue letters saying that they didn't approve of or condone Stern's comments because some people thought that those two companies sponsored Stern, which they did not.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
But they were like, nope, we got nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Hands off. We are
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not a thing.
Right. But Selena is on all kinds of best singers and influential Latin artist lists. I mean, like
Oh, yeah.
it goes on and on. It's even been suggested that her death opened doors for Latin acts like Ricky Martin, Shakira, and
Mhm.
unfortunately J-Lo in the US market.
Yep. No, she absolutely pioneered the way for a lot of really popular artists.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's gotten lifetime achievement awards, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award.
Wow.
And because she's the star of Texas, she has a bronze statue in Corpus Christi.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah,
Does she have a star on Hollywood Boulevard?
She does.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She has a wax statue at one of the Madame Tussauds. I don't know which one it is.
I need
Okay.
to go to one of these.
You
You
should.
have to, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch House of Wax, and then I need to go to one of these.
Yeah. They're creepy but like cool at the same time.
Right.
She is on stamps. She is in
Mhm.
the Texas Music Hall of Fame and the Tejano Music Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Right.
And even petty detail here, Selena Gomez was named after Selena.
Love Selena Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
So there you
We'll
go.
stand.
Talk
we'll
about a
stand
namesake.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of people that
Mhm.
named their
Oh,
kids Selena after 1995.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like, she was really kind of a badass because she only
Yeah.
did this in 23 years of life.
Right.
Which is wild.
Well, no, and I mean, think about it. She had to, on her own volition, finish school
Yep.
and
Yep.
start business classes, and like she wanted to do more
Yeah.
Right.
than just
She-
be one
Mhm.
thing, just be a singer. She could have totally cashed in and
Oh, yeah.
just played to her strengths, and she
Right.
did. But she was like, no, like there's more to this than
Right.
just me
I want to
singing,
do
me
this. I want
performing.
to do
Right.
this. I want to
Yeah.
do this. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She would have been
Like-
like Jessica Simpson, where she had
Right.
she's got the shoes and she's not a
Yep.
singer anymore, but she's got all kinds of fashion stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Perfumes, stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like I said, I do feel that there are quite a few people that like really leaned into the Selena thing after she died, tried to make money
Yeah.
off of her.
Mm-hmm.
Another ick, including Yolanda's family
Mm.
Right.
and including Chris.
Really?
Ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah, he wrote a book, I know for sure. And I think he was like one of the people that helped do one of the movies or TV shows or something.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of ick around that.
yeah. So you can't deny what like Chris and Abraham did for her career, but still, like, she was an amazing person on her own.
Oh yeah.
100%.
It just, yeah, it's just a little yucky to
Little
me.
Yeah.
icky.
hmm Okay,
Yeah.
so the last petty detail here,
Mm-hmm.
the murder weapon was taken apart and thrown into Corpus Christi Bay by order of a judge.
Really?
What?
hmm
Dang.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a odd thing to do, I guess.
Yeah.
I think he probably didn't want it ending up in some museum or something.
Fair.
Right.
That's just a thought,
That's
not a
yeah.
fact.
Right,
Right.
right,
No, but
right.
that makes
That
sense.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yep. So, as we said, Yolanda is up for parole.
Hmm.
She might have gotten parole by the time that this episode is released.
Yeah,
I
what day is that?
think it's the
20.
25th or something. 26th.
Hold on. Come up March. 24th maybe? March,
Maybe.
it's March something.
Yeah.
It must be the 24th is a Monday.
Yeah.
So if this is coming out on the 24th, y'all
It's
know
some
more than us.
right.
Yeah, right.
It's somewhere around in there. So
Right, right,
Okay.
right.
I don't think she's gonna get out. But if she
For
does
For
her
her
get
own
out,
own for
protection,
her
she
yeah.
own
may stay
protection,
in.
she might want to stay inside.
Yep,
Yeah.
she might want to look over her shoulder for Selena fans because
I
they
mean,
will
Yeah.
also,
probably be waiting at her at the prison door.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, they will be outside the prison. They will have, I
Yes.
Yep.
guarantee it.
You
Oh
know what
yeah.
I was surprised by though is I didn't hear of any issues that she had in prison.
That's what I was waiting on too.
Interesting. Okay.
Like
Huh.
issues with other inmates, and they might have her like, what is that called?
Oh yeah, like
Solid.
put in a different wing or something.
Right, right,
Solitary
right.
confinement.
Solitary
Yeah,
confinement. Yeah.
it's possible. I didn't find anything on it, but I was like, there's no
Crazy.
way that there aren't Selena fans in
Well,
a
Right?
Texas prison.
yeah.
And
So,
you're gonna know who Yolanda is if you're,
Yeah.
yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Even people who didn't know Selena knew what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there you
Dang.
go. We are going to focus on the cool shit that Selena did
Yes.
and not all
Yeah.
the ick.
She was a badass
Yeah.
Right.
And not
Right.
the crazy that followed.
Right.
that surrounded her.
Yeah.
Right.
hmm
Rest in peace, Selena.
That's right.
Yeah. Poor
May your
thing, man.
memory forever be loved, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Go out and listen to some Selena songs tonight or
Absolutely.
today.
Mhm. Put that
Yes.
record on.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Stay petty, my friends, but not as petty as fucking Yolanda.
For
Right.
real.
Right.
All right. Bye.
Absolutely.
Bye.
See ya.